This dude going to jail for a long time.
This YouTuber told everyone he was live streaming a game, but prosecutors say that was all an alibi and he was lying. So they gave him life in prison. So it's safe to say we have quite the insane story today. So this guy thought he figured it out, I guess.
Bad.
I mean, he really thought he was smarter than everyone else. Because on the night of December 18th, 2022, there's a full 6-hour YouTube live stream of him sitting at home, playing Grand Theft Auto while drinking and joking around. At one point, he even tells viewers, "I'm not leaving the house tonight." And
he's not leaving the house tonight. Okay.
Now, that was supposed to be his airtight alibi, except prosecutors say that the same night, during the exact same stream, he was miles away, committing the attack that would later lead to his conviction. And now, after a full trial, a jury has looked into all of it and decided his alibi was a complete lie. So, Stephen McCullough, also known online as Vote Saxon 07, has been found guilty in Belfast Crown Court. And when the verdict was read, people cheered. Some were crying, and it was one of those moments where you could actually feel how long all this has been building. Because this case was just so unbelievably strange, and it was all backed by such a reckless plan. But I guess to understand why this hit so hard, you kind of have to understand what this was all about. So, Natalie McNally, she was 32 years old. She was about 15 weeks pregnant, and everything about her life to that point suggested that she was moving forward. This was the kind of situation where she was close to her family, her parents, her brothers. This was the kind of situation where a new baby is super exciting for everyone in the family. There was a future being built here. Right. And Steven was supposed to be a part of that picture, but the two had met just months earlier, and things moved quickly. And when she told him that she was pregnant, the messages shown in court made it seem like he was on board, as he was calling the baby Little Squish. So I guess on the surface,
Little Squish? Oh my, what the fuck?
It looked somewhat normal, but then comes December 18th, which was a Sunday night about a week before Christmas. Natalie's at home, and earlier that day, she'd even liked to post promoting Steven's stream, which was about a 6-hour session that started at 6 p.m. Just a normal live stream, except it wasn't. Because between 8:50 and 9:30 p.m., something happened inside that house that would later be described in court as a planned, calculated, and premeditated attack. And while all this is happening, his YouTube channel was still live. He posted pretty often, stuff like gaming and Doctor Who content.
10 years ago.
And if you actually watch parts of that stream, it almost feels surreal. So he's sitting there in a Santa hat, talking to viewers, pouring himself drinks, playing GTA like nothing in the world is happening. And then there's the part that just hits a little bit different. He says it's going to be a really good Christmas this year.
It's going to be wait, so he streams an entire pre-recorded stream where he says it's going to be a really good Christmas this year, and then he goes out to murder somebody while the stream, oh my God.
Knowing that he pre-recorded this to go do what he was about to do. The next morning, Natalie is found. Steven is the one who calls it in, and he presents himself as the grieving boyfriend. And I hate to say it, but for a moment, it actually worked, because when police look at him, there's this 6-hour video sitting right there.
He was there.
A full timeline at his home, but that's where things start getting really weird. It does seem a little bit too convenient. Like, a pregnant woman is just attacking her home, and her boyfriend just happens to have a full 6-hour video of himself online at the exact time. Like, it would make more sense.
I don't think that'd be that crazy if the guy streams every day, but it
was one of those daily streamers. But if he just streamed here and there, I don't know. It's hard to really know because his page has been nuked on YouTube. So
I wonder why.
There were posts going around breaking down the timeline, trying to make sense of it. People pointed out how earlier that same day, Natalie had interacted with a post promoting the stream. But the more you looked, the more things just didn't really sit right. So for starters, the way the stream was set up, right at the beginning, he tells viewers there's a technical issue and that he won't be interacting with the chat. So chat amongst yourselves, he said.
How convenient.
Because this streaming software is kind of up the left, it means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So by all means, talk amongst yourselves.
Of course.
I could use my phone to dip in every now and again and check it, but phone's away. Can't look at the live chat for some bloody reason, because if I do, it makes the whole thing freeze and OBS just screws up.
I guess you can say that's the first red flag, because if you've ever watched a live stream, you already know. I mean,
you know he's going to respond to chat.
Interaction happens, especially on like a sit-down gaming stream with not like a whole bunch of viewers. Like, for example, I stream here on this channel and I do interact a little bit with chat, but for the most part, when I live stream, I kind of live stream like I'm recording a video. So I just like start the stream and then I just, report
like
or do the whole video, but I do it live. So in those streams, because they're way shorter than like a 6-hour stream, I don't interact with chat too much. I do talk to it a little bit though. But here, in 6 hours, he didn't interact a single time with chat, which is crazy. Especially with the whole point of that kind of stream is, you know, to be an interactive live stream, not to be a VOD. I guess for him, it was meant to be a VOD though, because
for him, it was a little bit different.
You know, it was his alibi. I digress. But he then also had moments in a stream that, looking back now, are just very unsettling.
Like I was reading somewhere recently, like the amount of police force that we have lost over the last 12 years is just frightening, and no wonder crime is on the rise. That's why I like sticking to just doing crimes in a video game, because I'm a bit of a sadistic, I suppose. But then again, crimes in a video game, because I'm a bit of a sadistic, I suppose. But then again, it is a video game, you know. It's not like it's got real world consequences, so who gives a I need to kill this. I need to take her down. Attack, panic, attack. That's what we're doing.
Dude, who just starts saying that? What a more, it was obvious. It was. Yeah. Oh my God. Can you imagine, like, one of the good things about us being a police officer is most of the people that you go after to capture are just so stupid, they just self-report themselves. It's like, you ever seen like those videos where a guy just holds out a net and then a fish jumps out of the water and then just jumps in the net? I feel like there's a lot of times probably police officers have that happen. It's like, well, how'd you know I shot her if I hid the gun? In the toilet. Go check the toilet. Was there a gun in there? Yeah. Got him. You know,
and later he tries to balance that out by saying, in real life, I'm an absolute sweetheart.
Yeah,
Apparently not. It feels like a joke. It wasn't for the fact that this evil human being stole a pregnant woman's life. Like, even small details felt off. Like, his phone was completely inactive during the exact window of the attack. Then suddenly his phone was active again right when the stream ends. Super convenient. I guess his explanation was that he'd been drinking and was basically just passed out. And for a while, that's where the case sat. He was arrested. Then
so how'd they figure it out?
His status was downgraded, and other people were questioned. And police even appealed to the public for information, offering a reward, which kind of tells you everything, because I feel like you don't really do that if you're confident you have your guy. Meanwhile, during this time, he's still around and close to the family, and that is just next level messed up. Prosecutors later said the family literally bring him in, they console him, and they support him. So,
oh my God, bro, what a sicko. Holy shit. I didn't even know about this. I don't know how I missed this when it happened. I've been a bounty hunter. I was a bounty hunter for almost a decade. So many people posted their exact location and all their future plans over social media. Yeah. It's like, the thing is that a lot of the people that do crimes are just really dumb. They're really dumb. And so it's easy to get them.
To number one, do that to begin with, and then number two, still console and be there for the family. Like, it's just there's so many layers of how messed up this is. But thankfully, when you upload videos, there's metadata and timestamps and file history and encoding details. So I guess when the cybercrime unit started digging into that live stream, they found that video wasn't live at all. That video was actually recorded days earlier on December 14th. It was saved as a file, then uploaded and played back later to look like it was happening in real time, which means that entire 6-hour alibi was fake. And once you know that, everything about this weird stream suddenly makes way more sense. So, in court, prosecutor Charles McCraner, he said his claims that between 6 p.m. and midnight that he was going live was complete fabrication. And at that point, the entire case flips, because when you need a fake alibi, chances are you probably were doing something that you weren't supposed to do. So police bring him back in, and at first, he tries to hold on to it, even after being confronted with the evidence. He reportedly says that it's literally impossible the stream wasn't live, which at that point just sounds like desperation, because he just doesn't want to accept the fact that he did what he did. And now,
what he should have done is he should have just 100% said it was live, 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 and never give up on that. Never give up on it, and just hope that you can get enough people in the jury that are so stupid, and the people prosecuting you will be so dumb they won't be able to understand the nuances of playing a video. Like, yes, that he did that? Apparently not.
He's going to get the consequences for doing what he did. But also, I mean, if he went and did that because he got a girl pregnant, clearly he doesn't even own his own actions. He is literally just a man-child, which makes this so depressing because, I mean, dude essentially got something that so many people dream of and decided to just destroy 3 lives just like that. It's sad.
The thing is that you have to keep in mind that the people that think like this are like functional animals. You can't look at them from the perspective of like the way that you'd look at yourself making a decision or you'd look at somebody else making a decision. These people are just retarded. Like they're just totally retarded. And you can't go and Zach isn't live right now. He's murdering someone to Taco Bell. Yes, clearly. And so like this is it. Like people make these decisions and they do this all the time. This is just stupid.
So sad. Honestly, way more lives because he also, you know, ruined the life of her family and his family because now his family has to live with the fact that they raised a monster and now her family doesn't have her anymore. This is so tragic. It is. I mean, honestly, it's not surprising that he was already caught and he's still trying to argue his way out of it. Like, he's pathetic. So, I mean, they show him the timestamps, and he's just like, no, that's impossible. I was live. And at that point, give it up, dude. But eventually, the story does change, and in a prepared statement, he admits that the stream was pre-recorded.
Why would you do that?
Why, he just pivots, and he says that he was home drinking and asleep for most of the night. But he still claims that he never left the house. And prosecutors were not buying that for a second. And now, with the alibi gone, investigators start actually rebuilding what they thought would have happened that night.
What an
So prosecutors showed that in days leading up to December 18th, he had been searching transport routes, which included bus times, train schedules, and specific routes between Lisburn and Lurgan. And the same
so he didn't even have a car?
Routes would later show up in CCTV. So on the night itself, they say that he leaves the home while that pre-recorded stream is playing in a freaking disguise. Are you joking?
A disguise?
Bro left his house with one of those, like, the glasses with a mustache on. Regardless, he had his face covered, hood up, carrying a bag, and he was wearing gloves. And at one
Oh my God, bro. Like, brought to you by Hollywood Movies. What an idiot.
point, the person removes a black glove and underneath it a yellow glove. I'm kind of surprised that he thought he could outsmart everyone and do this, but the footage
Stupid people often think that they're not stupid. It's actually quite common.
Continues, and the same figure is seen arriving in Lurgan, walking through the town and heading to the direction of Natalie's home. And at one point, prosecutors say he even changes his appearance again, switching clothing near her neighborhood. And as angry as this makes me, it's kind of nice to know that he just wanted to get away with it so badly and he failed this miserably. Like, he tried to be
he's stupid. The thing is that, like, I mean, they're just stupid. So it's easy. Like, a thing, if you're an investigator, most of the people that are investigators are pretty smart, right? You're going to catch these guys every single time. You are. Every single time you're going to get them because they're dumb. That's it.
Some like giga brain dude and figure out how to get away with all this, but no, he's just a complete moron. It's like, wow, congratulations, dude. Enjoy your life in a cell for the rest of your life. But after everything happens, there's more footage, and then you see the person leaving the area, getting into a taxi, and heading back to his home. So
why would you get an attack? What an idiot! They're so stupid.
After everything happened,
how can you be so dumb? He attends the wake at
Natalie's family's home, and this part is honestly kind of hard to wrap your head around because according to prosecutors, the family welcomed him in. And at one point, he goes back to the family's home again and spends time there. And then he leaves. And then about 40 minutes later, he comes back. And apparently the reason he came back was he said he forgot his phone, which, you know, that happens. People forget things. Yeah. But the problem is he'd been recording on that phone the entire time. Investigators later believe that he left it there on purpose to capture what the family was saying after he left. And I guess
that's probably smart. That's smart for him to do that. That way he could see whether they were on to him or not. That's actually, that's actually kind of smart.
He did this because he was trying to find out if they suspected him of, you know, doing it. You know what a life hack is to, you know, not have to worry about those things? Just don't do that. If you don't end someone's life, you don't have to worry about if people think you ended someone's life or not. It's pretty simple. But at the end of everything, the jury goes out to deliberate, and it doesn't take long, only about 2 hours. And the verdict comes back as guilty, and the room erupts. People were celebrating so much, the judge had to step in for the proceedings to actually go on. McCallow shows no reaction, and the defense suggested during the trial that someone else had done it. And I guess he just maintained that he didn't do it, regardless if there's so much information that makes it seem like he did so. But at the end of the day, I mean, the jury didn't buy it, and he's now been handed a life sentence with a minimum term to be set later. So yeah, this is just an awful alibi planned out by a complete moron. And now his reward for all this is spending the rest of his life in prison. So,
well, you get content out of it.
Complete skill issue, dude. Maybe you should go end people's life. Sorry for the sad story. It was just such an insane thing. I felt like I wanted to cover it. Regardless, thank you guys for the support. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I wanted to watch this because
how do I talk?
I wanted to watch this because I didn't really know what happened.
This YouTuber told everyone.
So this is the guy that they went and that did it. Rebozo Fatty. Is he fat? He looks like he could be fat. He's potentially fat. And so why the fuck is he going to get a minimum after he can be released if he just committed a premeditated murder against a pregnant woman? Well, in my opinion, it's like you have somebody that does that. Let me link you guys the video. Give it a like. I didn't really know what happened with this story. I wanted to watch it because I had heard about it myself, but you know, I didn't really know exactly what it was. So thank God they finally got this guy. They're going to put him in jail. His own kid. Yeah, his own kid too. Aren't they out of their fucking mind? And US on Not Baby No Money. It's funny. 214. Oh, is this the Tectone video? I don't even know. I think it got. I'll look at it in a minute. But yeah. Anyway, I just am very glad to see this guy actually get put in jail.